Hello and welcome to Coffee Chats. I'm Morgan.
And I'm Sarah, and this is our Bookish Identity.
Question number 1 is favorite fantasy world. So when we were deciding what we wanted to do for this, we decided that we were just going to exclude Hogwarts because Hogwarts is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Hogwarts is awesome.
You get to have like the real world as far as like technology when you leave Hogwarts.
Right.
And then magic.
Yeah, I mean, I would live at Hogwarts if I could.
Yes.
So we're just excluding that one. So for my favorite fantasy world, I picked a world that is like in the real world, but it's a fantasy book, and I picked The Kane Chronicles by Rick Riordan. I feel like this series is a little underappreciated compared to all of the Percy Jackson stuff he's done, but The Kane Chronicles is awesome. They're Egyptian gods and magicians, and it's so super cool. I would take those powers any day.
Okay, and then I picked the book from Alana and all of those series, continuing on it, From the Land Toward Tall, just because I really like medieval fantasy, and also you could have magic.
If you can have magic, then we're in.
Basically. Question 2. If you had to pick a dystopian world to live in, which one would you pick?
Okay, so for mine, I picked the world in Ready Player One because it qualifies as a dystopian, but a lot of that book is spent in this wild video game called The Oasis, where instead of being a dystopian book, it kind of turns into a utopian book because The Oasis is awesome. So I would pick Ready Player One's universe any day.
So I chose The Darkest Minds because the beginning kind of sucks because they're in like camps because they have these powers, but excluding that, it's pretty cool. I think the idea of having these abilities sounds really interesting, and if you didn't happen to be in like a camp, you're pretty much set.
And you know, we were picking from dystopian worlds, so we weren't gonna get anywhere perfect.
No.
It's okay. All right, question number 3, my favorite question. Who would your fictional partner be, aka your boyfriend? Now, if you know me, and we're getting to know each other, you know that Will Herondale is pretty much my soulmate. I love him. I love everything about him. I could go on for hours just fangirling.
She has, actually.
I'll just leave it there.
I picked Teddy from Bitter Blue, which is the 3rd book in the Gracelings trilogy, because he is really into books, he likes to print books, and he just kind of seems like my kind of person. Like, he's nerdy like I am.
Just books. That's really our one requirement.
He's really nice and friendly, so I picked him.
Couldn't get better than that.
Question 4. Who would your godly mother or father be?
My pick was Zeus because, I mean, I'm pretty bossy, so there's that. I don't know, his kids get really cool powers. I would quite like the power to smite people. Like, why don't I have that power already? And flying, that sounds awesome. So I'm gonna go Zeus.
I picked Hecate because she's one of the lesser known gods, so there wouldn't be quite so many monsters chasing me everywhere. And also, you would get to have magic. And as I've mentioned many times, really liking the idea of magic.
Question number 5. Would you be a Downworlder or a Nephilim in the Mortal Instruments series? So, I had to go Downworlder actually, and here's my logic. If I can pick the type of Downworlder I am, then I want to be a warlock. Like, I don't really want to be a vampire or a werewolf. I can see a lot of downsides to those two things. But if you're a warlock, you get to live forever. You have the means kind of to make yourself rich. It's cool if I had to have like cat eyes or little horns or something. No big deal. And magic, hello. I
had to go with Nephilim on this one because they're kind of badass. They take care of all of the downworlders that are causing issues, and if you didn't get a pick which kind of downworlder you would be, that would kind of suck in most cases. And I can see where being a warlock would be fun, but I also think that being a Nephilim would just be slightly better. Question number 6, which Hogwarts house would you be in?
So, I've taken the Pottermore quiz twice actually. Once like years ago and once more recently. And the first time around it placed me into Slytherin. And the second time around it placed me into Gryffindor. Like Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff are out for me. I'm not scholarly enough to be Ravenclaw, and I'm not like nice enough to be Hufflepuff.
You're nice enough to be a Hufflepuff, at least to me.
Thank you. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm kind of thinking that I'm like 75% Slytherin, 25% Gryffindor. Honestly, probably just depending on what mood I'm in.
Whereas I'm Ravenclaw all the way. Hardcore.
100%. Oh my gosh. Yeah, she's a Ravenclaw poster child. I will attest to this. Scout's honor, that one's a Ravenclaw. Question number 7. And we added this one in ourselves because I've read Game of Thrones and she's in the middle of it. So, what Game of Thrones house would you be in? For this one, we did what all great minds do. We turned to an internet quiz. This internet quiz told me that I am a Targaryen, which is cool. I'm up for being part of Daenerys' family. Although that means there's a good chance I'm dead. But yeah, you know.
That's true, but I feel like that is also true with the majority of people in Game of Thrones.
Correct.
There's a very large % chance that you're either dead or going to be dead.
Very soon, within a few chapters.
I got House Tully, which I actually really don't know anything about because I'm only like 200 pages into the book, but they seem nice.
See, I believe that's the house that Caitlin is from. And they seem nice enough. They like fish.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, I'm not like murdering people, so that's good. At least I'm not a Lannister. It could be worse.
No one wants to be a Lannister.
Question 8. What faction would you be in?
Okay, so this is definitely one that we've talked about in the past. And I know that I would be a Candor. I don't have much of a filter anyway, and I don't really have a problem ever with telling people what's on my mind. Therefore, I would feel very comfortable amongst them. And Truth Serum, like compared to some of the other crap in that world, Truth Serum is no big deal.
I would be an Erudite. Kind of hesitantly though, because I like the idea of the faction, but they kind of turn evil.
Right.
Which sucks.
You're a pre-Janine Erudite.
Okay, let's go with that.
And you're such a Ravenclaw. You just have to be an Erudite.
I feel like the two of those go together very well.
Definitely. Question number 9. What would your daemon be? This question is based on the Golden Compass. And in that book, they have like creatures who are kind of their familiars, and they take the shape of animals. But we kind of changed this question so that we get to pick from fictional animals too.
Because why not?
Why not?
So I picked a hippogriff because you get to fly if you have a hippogriff. Like, you can ride on it all the time. And also, if you like needed to kill someone, I feel like you could use it to kill someone. And then like
Kind of along the same trend there. I picked a direwolf because first of all, I love the image of riding around on a giant wolf. Like, it doesn't get cooler than that. And I don't know, they could kill people for me. You know, like if I was the Game of Thrones universe, I was a Targaryen,
then you would have dragons.
and I would have dragons. But I could definitely use a direwolf. I don't know. I just think the direwolves are super cool.
Question 10. Which character do you identify with the most?
So, I don't know how many of y'all have read the Sisters Grimm series. It was kind of a series that I read around 5th grade maybe through middle school. It's more of a middle grade series. But there are 2 characters in it named Sabrina and Daphne Grimm, and Sabrina is the older sister. And she is bossy and blonde and a leader and basically everything that I am / want to be. So I am going to go Sabrina Grimm.
So I picked Tessa Gray from the Infernal Devices series. She was one of my favorite characters ever because she is pretty quiet and bookish, and she's not that outgoing until she needs to be. But if there's ever a battle or a time that she thinks she needs to like speak up for someone, then she's awesome and she kind of turns into a major badass. Also, she has awesome love interests, so that's
Herondale. Yeah, Tessa gets stuff done. That's it for our Bookish Identity Tag, guys. Thank you so much for watching.
There are some links in the description if you want to find us other places on the internet, and we hope to see you again soon.